The 2004 New England Patriots are the last team that successfully defended their Super Bowl championship. The Kansas City Chiefs fell one game short of ending the NFL's back-to-back drought last season. Can the 2021 Tampa Bay Buccaneers do it? Of course they can. But the Bucs have to overcome several difficult obstacles to claim their third Lombardi Trophy in franchise history. Here are the 8 teams with the best chance of ending their quest for a repeat in 2021. Los Angeles Rams. The Bucs may be the defending champs, but to us, the LA Rams are the team to beat in the NFC. They're only bringing back what was the top defense a year ago, and this high-powered offense only upgraded at the game's most important position by replacing Jared Goff with a more trustworthy Matthew Stafford. The Rams didn't play their best, and they still defeated the Bucs in Week 11 on the road last year. If there's a defense that can keep Tom Brady and company in check, it's this group. And the Rams also have an O-line that's capable of neutralizing Tampa Bay's fearsome pass rush. Stafford will do wonders in Sean McVay's offense, and as we saw in the Rams-Bucs meeting a year ago, Tampa just doesn't have the corners to match up with Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods. LA has had one of the game's best coaches and 2 cornerstones on defense in Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Stafford should be a top 5 to 10 quarterback in McVay's offense. Add it all up, and this is simply the team Tampa Bay should fear most in their quest for a repeat. There's no real weakness in this LA team. And maybe after losing 2 Super Bowl heartbreakers to Brady, Super Bowl 36 and 53, it's time for the Rams to get some comeuppance by taking down Brady in the big game once and for all. Green Bay Packers. Yes, the Bucs defeated the Packers twice last season, including at Lambeau Field, to claim the NFC Championship. But in a rematch, Green Bay would have superstar offensive tackle David Bakhtiari back. And boy, oh boy, what a difference he would have made in that playoff game. Green Bay also added much-needed reinforcements. Old friend Randall Cobb and rookie Amari Rodgers give Devontae Adams some valuable support at receiver. Rookie corner Eric Stokes can only improve a secondary that Tom Brady torched with relative ease. And the thing is, the NFC title game went down to the wire, with the difference very likely being Matt LaFleur's questionable decision to kick a field goal instead of going for a touchdown late in the fourth quarter. With all due respect to a 44-year-old Brady, we feel like an angry Rodgers will want payback in a rematch. Green Bay still has the better offense here. Let's get that straight. It's easy to forget that Rodgers still had a field day against the secondary in the NFC title game, despite the shaky pass protection. If Jair Alexander and the Pack secondary can avoid the big play mistakes, like that Scotty Miller buzzer beater, and if the Pack can avoid the untimely turnovers on offense, they can absolutely dethrone the Bucs. And I don't know. Something tells us Rodgers is due for a second ring. This may be the last dance for the 3-time MVP in Green Bay after all. Kansas City Chiefs. No doubt the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC and probably in the NFL, even though they're not the defending champions. Now, the odds are obviously fairly low that we'll get the same Super Bowl rematch this season. But if the Chiefs and Bucs do square off at SoFi Stadium, you can expect a much closer showdown compared to the stinker we got last year. The answer is obvious. The Chiefs will have a way better O-line than the one that took the field in Super Bowl 55. GM Brett Veach went to work in making sure that Mahomes wouldn't go scrambling for his life again. He acquired Pro Bowl offensive tackle Orlando Jr. in a trade with the Baltimore Ravens and signed former New England Patriots guard Joe Thuney in free agency. Veach wasn't done, though. He brought Kyle Long out of retirement and drafted 2 offensive linemen, Oklahoma center Creed Humphrey and Tennessee guard Trey Smith. Surely this can only get better, especially with Brown and Thuney, both of whom are among the NFL's elite at their respective positions. And with all due respect to the Bucs defense, there's no real way of containing Mahomes when he isn't being pressured on every single snap. KC's defense was far from great in the 2 meetings with Tampa a year ago, but Tyrann Mathieu, Frank Clark, and Chris Jones are capable of making the big play when needed. And we'd still take KC's offense over Tampa Bay's. Mahomes is only the best player in the league, Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league, and Tyreek Hill is still better than any of Tampa's receivers. Seattle Seahawks. Unless that defense and offensive line show immense improvement, it's difficult for us to put the Seahawks in the NFC elite category along with the Bucs, Rams, Packers, and San Francisco 49ers. That said, the Seahawks are more than capable of defeating any team on any given day of the week. Russell Wilson is a top 5 quarterback in the game. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are arguably the league's best wide receiver duo, too. The O-line will hopefully be better following the acquisition of Gabe Jackson, and on the other side of the ball, a full season of Carlos Dunlap, whom Seattle acquired at the trade deadline last year, will hopefully give their pass rush a boost. The Seahawks offense can go blow for blow with the Bucs, and even if the Seattle O-line isn't all that great, Wilson is more than capable of evading the Tampa Bay pass rush when the situation calls for it. Not saying the Seahawks are a legitimate Super Bowl contender here, but they could totally defeat Tampa Bay in a win-or-go-home contest. Wilson is one of the most clutch performers of his generation, and Pete Carroll has a championship culture in that locker room. Be it in a home or in an away game, the Bucs should absolutely fear the Seahawks if they happen to meet in the playoffs. Tampa Bay's secondary, quite frankly, wouldn't have the playmakers to stymie Seattle's prolific passing attack. The 49ers. They've had awful injury luck last season that ultimately derailed their playoff chances. But as long as the core players are healthy, these guys will be a top contender for the Super Bowl. The 49ers' big move was trading up to select North Dakota State product Trey Lance with the number 3 selection. Thing is, we don't know who's going to see most of the snaps between him and Garoppolo. But that's for another day. Their run-heavy offense could give the Bucs' stingy run defense some troubles. And Tampa Bay's secondary is easily overmatched by Kittle, Ayuk, and Samuel. What's the key to slowing down Brady and the Bucs' aerial assault? The pass rush, of course, and the 49ers, when healthy, may have the best front seven in all of football. This is simply a team that can wreak havoc all over the field. Warner, Bosa, Armstead, Ford, Ward, and Verrett give San Fran more than enough playmakers to keep the Tampa offense in check. Kyle Shanahan is one of the game's craftiest offensive play callers. Him versus Todd Bowles would be quite the schematic matchup to pay close attention to. But you have to think Shanahan would find some holes in this defense to exploit. A healthy San Fran team is arguably the team to beat in the NFC. They at least have pieces on both sides of the football to end the Bucs' bid for a repeat. Buffalo Bills. The Bills and Bucs will actually face off at Raymond James Stadium in Week 14, so we'll get a good indication by then as to how much of a threat the Bills may or may not be to Tampa Bay. That is, if the two teams meet in the Super Bowl. Bills fans needn't be reminded that TB12 went a ridiculous 32-3 against their team during his tenure with the New England Patriots. Of course, the Bills are now a legitimate Super Bowl contender, which was never the case throughout the Brady era in Foxborough. Things are different in Buffalo. Josh Allen is an MVP caliber quarterback. Stephon Diggs is already the best wideout the Bills have had since Andre Reed. Sean McDermott is one of the game's best coaches on both sides of the ball, no less, and the Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer-led secondary could totally match up with the Bucs' top receivers. Safe to say that the Chiefs, with that rebuilt O-line, are the AFC team that the Bucs should fear the most in a potential Super Bowl 56 matchup. But if not KC, the Bills should be next on Tampa's list of the AFC teams they want to avoid. Allen and his Buffalo offense can go toe-to-toe with Brady and the Bucs in a shootout, and the Bills definitely have the superior secondary, which should give them the edge. Baltimore Ravens. Okay, if not the Chiefs or Bills, then the Ravens are the biggest threat in the AFC to take down the Bucs in Super Bowl 56. Baltimore has always given Tom Brady problems. This is the only team to hand him 2 home playoff losses as a Patriot, too. No doubt that the lockdown corner duo of Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey would give Mike Evans and Chris Godwin fits. Tampa Bay may have the NFL's best rushing defense, but the Ravens also field the NFL's top rushing attack. Something would have to give. The guess here is that Tampa Bay wouldn't be able to shut down the 3-headed monster of Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards. It also helps that Jackson plays behind a formidable O-line that can open up the passing game should Tampa Bay focus on shutting down the run. And the Ravens' rebuilt pass-catching group might be a bit of a problem for Tampa's corners, just saying. But most importantly, the Ravens' defense could neutralize this Tampa Bay offense. The pass rush and secondary can disrupt the rhythm of Brady's group if given the chance. So Tampa Bay fans, if your team happens to reach the Super Bowl again, just cross your fingers and hope that the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens aren't representing the AFC. Dallas Cowboys. Laugh at us all you want, but yes, the Cowboys could absolutely give the Bucs a handful in a potential playoff showdown. We won't have to wait long to see how Dallas matches up against the defending champs either. In case you forgot, the two teams will face off in a Week 1 Thursday night kickoff game. With a healthy Dak Prescott in the fold, Dallas should have a top-notch offense. Don't forget that before his season ankle-ending injury, Prescott was on pace to throw for the most passing yards ever in a season. A healthier offensive line and an inevitable bounce-back year from Ezekiel Elliott also gives us reason for this optimism. But really, how can you not be excited about an offense that has 3-star receivers in Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb? The Dallas defense is a concern, no doubt, but we like to think that this unit can only get better with Dan Quinn now running the defense. Rookie linebacker Micah Parsons and second-year corner Trevon Diggs could also emerge as difference makers, and Cowboys optimists will hold out hope that at least 2 of Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, and DeMarcus Lawrence can bounce back. The thing is, the Dallas defense might not have to be that great to have a chance against the Bucs or any other team they may face in the playoffs. If that comes down to a shootout, it's hard to bet against that Cowboys offense. Let's face it, A healthy Prescott is probably better than a 44-year-old Brady. And yes, you can argue that Dallas has a superior O-line, ground game, and receiving core. So yes, if these two teams face off in January, do not rule out the Cowboys' chances of winning. The talent is there to end the Bucs' dream of a repeat. Which NFL team do you think has the best chance of dethroning Tom Brady and the Bucs in 2021? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that by hitting the subscribe button down there. If you like the video, then hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. And until next time, tune in to TPS every single day for more cool videos. We'll see you then.